because once they find you in a place you're not supposed to be, it's
Mm-hmm.
just they discipline you or they report you to your parents,
Exactly.
and there's nothing you're gonna do about it.
Yeah, exactly. And
You
then you
know,
learn from that.
and you learn from it.
You learn from that.
But it's not the culture anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody.
everybody just trying to, be like new age parents and all that, which, yeah, I mean, there are good, there are pros and cons to the way we are raised for sure, but it doesn't mean you should actually like erase everything completely and
Yeah.
just make it with everything because of you're not exposed to other cultures and other ways of life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
you have to be open to sieve the chaff from the wheat,
Mm-hmm.
so to say. Pick the good ones, get rid of the bad ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's literally what makes a community flourish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You need to
Yeah, this is
set
my
up.
mechanism. Don't worry.
All right, no problem, bro. All right.
It's
Let's
fine.
let's
No,
not
no,
preach
you
it.
don't.
No,
Look
no, no,
at
no,
you.
no, 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 no. Let's preach to the choir at this
no.
point. Just makes
Look,
me feel like I'm
see,
standing a
this is
pulpit
my
at this
own
point.
mechanism. Oh.
Yeah.
This is how I roll. Once I'm feeling like I want to go and be feeling sleepy, small.
Okay.
You know.
So anyway, let me
What?
ask you, who gave?
What's that?
Okay, no.
Oh, okay.
You're not supposed to drink water.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the equipment. Yes, studio policy.
No, it's not about studio policy. I can drink water. I need to drink water actually.
Oh, okay.
But hey, what's
Your views.
what's up?
Yeah. So
The brand?
what happened?
No, there's no brand there. No. It's not branded. It's not branded. It's been removed.
Okay.
It's been removed. Yeah. But thank you though. Maybe you need some glass though. Yeah.
Yes. So D, who came up with the idea for this?
What's that?
Like the idea for it to make this attempt.
Was my idea.
Okay. When was this conceived?
It was my idea, and January.
January.
January was when I thought, you know what? Let's go for the record.
That's very remarkable.
Let's go for the record. You know what I mean? So, whew, it's amazing. It's amazing.
And when it came up, like when you actually had the idea, what was the very first step you took?
So the first step was to go through Guinness World Record site.
Okay.
So I remember that night, that very night, I went through the sites. Like I read through the sites, like
Yeah.
literally read through, because I just wanted to know how it works
Sure.
with Guinness World Record, and then I saw that I needed to apply. When I was done reading everything I needed to, I went on to apply for it,
Okay.
and you know.
I mean, what?
So
okay.
when I applied, they said it was going to take at least 12 weeks for them to give me an approval or disapproval.
Okay.
At least that's what they said. So well, I had done it. I think January 8th or 9 or something thereabouts. That was when I did the application, and then I got my approval in May.
Ooh.
Yeah, when I did the application, I had already put the date I wanted to do the attempt,
Okay.
which is why I'm doing it now. You know, but I kept looking at my mail every now and then, especially when it was March,
Yeah.
because they had said 3 weeks.
12
They had
weeks.
said 12 weeks. So I was waiting that they were going to send me a mail. I'd see it. April came by, nothing happened. May came, and lo and behold, I think like the second week or so in May, that was when I got the approval. I was so happy though. I was so happy.
That was really cool.
But then again, it was a question of how would we do it
Okay.
in less than 2 months.
Okay.
And then I started looking for how to bring a team of people together. You know, we have different teams: the media, the welfare, the the timekeeping team, the security, the we just had to bring teams up, and everybody was so instrumental in their team, respective teams, and it's amazing. You know,
Yeah.
we're doing it less than 2 months. We're able to plan. You know, we met physically, like maybe
Okay.
like 4 times physically, and then most of the meetings were virtual.
Okay.
You know, it was just awesome. It was
That's really.
awesome altogether.
I mean, like hearing what you just said, something really stuck out to me,
Mm.
which was that you're quite decisive in what you're doing,
Oh yeah, I
and
was.
then you gave yourself a deadline and you stuck to it.
Yeah,
Because I think that's a problem a lot of people have sometimes when they have something they want to accomplish,
yeah.
they kind of start procrastinating or don't have a deadline,
Mhm.
and before you know, like months, years have passed, and they have not
Mm.
done that thing they want to do. I
Yeah.
mean, we all are guilty of that. I know I'm guilty of such as well.
Mm.
Because a lot of things I keep putting off. I keep giving excuses like, oh, I'm busy with other stuff. I'm busy at this or that. But at the end of the day, if you really decide to do something, you can actually do it even within a constrained period of
Mhm.
time.
Yeah,
And you did. I'm really happy we went through with that in such a
Yeah.
manner. Yeah, it's wonderful.
yeah.
It shows
Yeah.
like your psyche is really up there.
Yeah. Well, what can I say?
No jokes.
I'm just,
Every time I actually get to study people that have achieved major stuff in their lives,
yeah.
usually things like this, okay?
Mm.
They have deadlines, they stick to it. They work within certain time constraints,
Mhm.
and they get to accomplish it. It's like how do I put this? Okay, there's this I don't, is it a shark? I think it's a shark
Mm.
or one aquatic animal like that. So basically, right? Whatever what's it called? Cage or
Mhm.
tank it is in, that's the length to grow to.
Mm.
So whatever time you give yourself to accomplish something, that's the time you do it. If you give yourself a year, you take a year. If you give yourself a month, you take a
Mm.
month. So
Mm.
that's one thing I've come to realize. And I think you'll recognize that too, and then you went with it, which is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, the these guys they did a hell of work, man, a hell of work. The team members, everybody. Look at these guys here, the
Yeah.
media team. They
Yeah,
like,
they're doing a
these
whole lot
guys.
of work. Yeah, I can say that.
Honestly,
I
these
can say
guys, I can't even. I see.
Right.
There's nothing to say. I don't know how to explain it.
Don't
It can
worry.
only be love. It can only be genuine love
Most
for
definitely.
them to
bro.
be here.
I mean, like,
Some of
I
them
saw-
traveled down.
yeah, I saw
Traveled
Roma here.
down.
Like, Roma came all the way from the island to this place.
Oh yeah, remember.
That's remarkable.
I mean, somebody came from Ilorin, all the way
Ooh.
from Ilorin. The guy who's been doing all our flyers, all our media designs, everything. He's been in Ilorin. He lives in Ilorin. He had to come down here for this. I
Yeah.
mean,
And it also feels good to be, even if you're like a small part in a big thing.
yeah.
It always feels good, no matter how small. Like the guy at the gate, they might not really
Mm.
be like a huge part of this whole thing, but tomorrow be like, oh, I was there when we were doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually really good. Feels good to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you
Right.
so much, man. I really appreciate.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just, all my guys that came around, I just wanted everybody to come inside to say one or two things, because this is history in the making, and
most definitely, bro. Most definitely.
everybody who shows up really matters. Everybody. So the other guys that you saw earlier, Fiona and
Yeah.
them, they were in my set at CMA at
Yeah.
the time. I just saw that they were dropping messages on our group. Honestly, I didn't even know I was still on that group.
Yeah, yeah.
All of a sudden, I just saw they were planning to come in March. I was like, wow, all is well, oh." And then I'm seeing them now. It's just such a beautiful sightseeing.
Mm-hmm.
Such a beautiful thing to see them again.
It is. Okay, I actually want to discuss something. It's a niche topic. Anyway, it's not something everybody's familiar with, or some might be.
Yeah,
What do you know of game theory?
game theory. Okay, which of the games now, or just game theory?
Just game
So-
theory.
Uh,
Okay, look, it's actually a niche topic anyway, but
okay,
it deals with strategic thinking.
thinking. Okay.
When you have to deal with multiple entities or a party to accomplish something.
Okay.
So that's so the thing is, we as human beings, we're always playing a game. We're always in a game, whether we know it or not. At every single time in our life. Okay, for instance, if, for instance, you're in a work environment, there are games being played between you and your boss. You might not realize, but it's being played all the time. So human beings, we're all in that. So the whole thing is very impactful when you operate at a much higher level, like people that like leaders of a community or nation. Those are the kind of things actually use to determine how to make certain decisions.
Mm.
For instance, the whole okay, when even in politics, so yeah, they use a lot like the whole international something. It's something that plays out a lot, and it has to do with it also in line with like human psychology and all that. For instance, there's one aspect of game theory that talks about tit for tat, which is basically what some people do. Like, I want for us to coexist.
Yeah.
I'll not do anything to you, but whatever I do to me, I'll do it to you.
Hmm.
That's where tit for tat comes in. Then there's a quid pro quo part and a lot of other things. So it's actually really niche, but it's something everybody, I feel like everybody just needs to just understand a little bit of it so as to relate better with people around them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No problem. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go for it.
Okay. So because I am one of my strong one of my forte is marketing.
Yeah.
So which is what I actually get to understand about this. And then when I realized one thing I realized about marketing is everything's about psychology.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it is about human psychology and how human beings relate with people. A lot of things we actually take as traditional, like this is the norm, is actually because of strong marketing. For instance, you know diamonds, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, like if someone should ask anything about diamonds, what would we say?
It's not that you want to come and be putting me on one spot by. I'm
I,
trying
did,
to get
I
my
want I
eyes.
want your brain to work work like this.
As I did like this, I need to even chat. So I'm coming.
No problem.
Tell me. Just give me a sec. Yeah. Regardless, I need to start still talk because 10 seconds rule applies.
Oh,
Yeah, there can't be dead hair for 10
10
seconds.
seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So even if it doesn't make sense, you have to keep talking.
So that means okay, not sure, but at least the guest has to keep talking.
Yeah. So there can't shall be dead air. If we're having a conversation like this,
Okay.
if I stop talking, you have to be talking.
Most definitely. No,
If
that's no
you
problem.
talk, if you stop, I have to be talking. Yeah.
That's no problem. Anyway, so the whole thing about diamonds being like something we use for what's it called as engagement rings and all that
Yeah.
to mark anniversaries and all that. It actually is not like a tradition per se. It's actually a result of a really large marketing campaign. Of which, because of that, all of us now see it as a norm. You get?
Mm-hmm.
Of which now, if you don't propose to a girl or someone with a diamond ring, it to be as if you're not doing all that great. But this whole tradition is actually less than 100 years old. And it's because of, there's this company, there's a diamond mining company, De
Yeah.
Beers, from South Africa. What they really did was they got all the rights, or at least owned majority of the of diamond mining
Yeah.
in South Africa and other places too.
Yeah.
And then they now decided to, what's it called? Create this sense of scarcity with it.
Mm.
It's not as scarce as they make it seem, but try to create this sense of scarcity with it, which makes it more valuable to people. And then they push this strong marketing campaign that, oh, if you really love your wife or your girl, to propose to her, you have to use like 3 months of your pay. At least 4 months of your pay should be what you should to buy a diamond ring for the person.
Mm.
So they push that thing so hard, and now people think it's a norm. Like, okay, this is what should be. But it's really just all about market and playing to people's psyche. And everybody has bought into it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
What's that for?
You will see now.
Bro.
This is what it's for. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, just keep talking. Right?
Alright, yeah,
I
yeah.
can hear you.
Yeah, okay,
you
so-
can hear me too now.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So that's what they did.
Yeah.
They put out a strong marketing campaign. This was less than 100 years old, and today is like a strong part of our culture as human beings
Right.
all over the world.
Mm.
And then you get to see this in almost everywhere, where they keep pushing certain things in your face. For instance, now Coca-Cola,
Right.
they've tried to associate a very major holiday, which is Christmas,
Mm.
with drinking Coca-Cola. like there's really nothing concerns Coke and like Christmas period, but they somehow associated Santa Claus with Coke. So when you think of Coke, like during those periods, or when you think of Santa Claus, you think of Coke. So these are just to work on people's psychology and psyche and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, you get to see that almost everywhere where you go. And one of the things they do for the most part is to keep reinforcing these messages everywhere. You hear like a company that's worth several billions, was dropped several billions just to run a marketing campaign. And the marketing campaign will never tell you to buy this. It's just like, oh, this is a billboard of what we do. But you will never be told to come and buy this from us. There's only people that are trying to, come up that will do this and tell you, oh, come and buy from us, come and buy from us. But those major ones, they understand this psychology properly.
Yeah, talking, yeah.
Which is why they just put out a billboard. Oh, we still exist. Come and look at us. For you to actually keep in mind that they are there. It's called top of mind awareness. And that's what they do for the most part. Yeah, and if you are aware of this, it's almost everywhere.
I'm so sorry. Don't be distracted.
No, it's cool. It's cool, my brother.
It's our mechanism.
Oh,
it's the way we roll,
Yeah. So, yeah. And, there are different tricks that they use all the time to key into people's psyche for them to keep patronizing them. And once you're involved in marketing, you get to see a lot of these things, and they'll be like, oh, so this is why they do this. This is why they chose this particular color. This is why they chose this particular color. This is why they chose this particular sound. Even the sound too. Like if you had a Netflix sound, you know it's Netflix. Like anywhere you hear it, you know it's Netflix. So because they've reinforced this message into you for so long that you associate that with them. Something else that happens, some people might not know this, but a lot of producers actually have the way they market their brands, like music producers. You might not know it, but they have their sound or something unique about them. For instance, Pharrell Williams, he has this 4-beat intro he does all the time. This is the name Pharrell Williams production from the ones he's done with what's it called? Okay, like Happy.
Yeah. Because
The beginning of Happy. What do you have beginning of Happy? Dun 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 dun. That's his like his branding.
Yeah.
So he has this thing, and almost on the other track, he have it. Timbaland has something like that too. I've forgotten what his own was, but we have that too. And I think MI for his own, he had that coin flip he does.
Yeah, there was a time in Nigeria. What was happening was what people were using. Like you always hear that.
Yeah, those log drums,
Yeah, that time.
Yeah. So no, that one actually kind of ubiquitous anyway. But I'm just talking about like the ones that are peculiar to certain producers. The only one I couldn't figure out really was Don Jazzy. I didn't really figure out his own. I knew it was there, but I just couldn't put a finger on it.
Yeah.
But many of them, they actually have their tags, not just tags, like their sound, their unique sound. So it's part of the branding. Because the producer, you're basically faceless. It's the artist that people recognize. They don't really know who made this beat or who made this song, but as soon as they hear your tag or your the sound that you're showing with, they know okay, this is the person that did this. So at some point they all moved away from just having unique sounds to actually adding a tag and putting their names there. When you hear any sound now, let's say okay, this guy, this Ozediko's guy.
Yeah.
When he does a song, hear his name Ozediko's one name. Which other person am I going to use now?
Even Jiggy.
Yes.
Jiggy.
Every single one of them. So it's part of their branding and marketing that they do.
Yeah.
So whenever I hear it, oh, this guy, because I mean, producers are usually most for lack of a better word, faceless when it comes to these things. But they need to still put themselves out there, so that when it becomes a hit, they'll be like, oh, this person that did it.
Yeah.
Because if was it because they didn't do that for Rema's hit song, that was to maybe right.
Yeah, do maybe.
People wouldn't have really known it was him. You understand? Unless maybe they start going through the Rema's discography and all that. Let's start going through this because they realize that. So, the whole point is that you have to reinforce the message or your message for your brand or what you're trying to sell.
Yeah.
And you don't just focus on only marketing alone.
Yeah.
Okay? That's one thing I realize a lot of businesses do this. They focus on the marketing like, how do I put this now? Someone come and distributes a flyer to you, and that's the end of it. Okay, they might try to make sales like along the way, but that's the end of it. But that's just the preliminary stage of this thing. So when in marketing, people talk about sales and marketing, okay,
Yeah.
but don't realize that those things are two different things. They think they're the same thing, but are two different things. Marketing is just creating awareness for what you are, what you have, or what you do. Sales is you getting people to pass with their money for the value you've created. So people do a lot of marketing. Most Nigerians do marketing, but do sales. For you to do sales, you need to first of all generate leads of your likely customers. But most people, they don't do that. You also like try to talk to everybody. Once you talk to everybody, you're talking to nobody.
Yeah.
So when you do that, you actually have to go after those leads and be like, oh, look, this is what we have and this is what we offer. And yeah, there'll be they'll rebuff you at some point. You'll be like, okay, no problem. You keep it pushing. But you have to come at them on multiple times. And then at a stage while you're still checking back and back with them, you have to come with an offer. You don't just go and start repeating the same thing you've been doing. You've been repeating all this while. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get you.
So that's how sales work. That's why you see like in major brands and major companies they have sales department like just for sales, and then they have the marketing department too. But some try to combine them together, which is
Yeah.
still fine. But people need to realize that okay, marketing will do its thing. Sales will do it. Sales is a lot harder. That's why people don't talk about sales much. Marketing just tell you, we do this. If you like, buy. If you like, no buy. No concern me. But for sales, you have to actually put in proper work. So I feel like a lot of business owners need to understand how these things work. They need to understand how this whole thing work and then try to use their advantage.
I mean that's really important actually. Well, anything sales, it's very important to know some things about it. And it's branding, just like you said. It's branding. You have to have a particular thing. Do you know that every time I listen to all these guys' songs and I hear that particular thing that differentiates them, makes sense because you don't even need to say much. It's just like on the Wicked producer,
See?
or he would say jiggy jiggy jiggy.
See?
Like, it's brand to read
Yeah.
who sang the song or anything anymore.
And at some
like,
point,
you
I don't even
already
need to
know.
say it. Like right now, if you hear Young John beat, you just know.
Do you know?
He has
do you
those
understand?
heavy drums coming through.
You
You just
get-
know that okay, that's Young John.
So I mean, it's quite important, really though. It's quite
Yeah.
important.
I
It's-
just,
it's
yeah, I
cool.
just feel like we should know more about that.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Oh.
Well, that's X. Skiva.
That's
Give
Kiva.
it a while too.
Alpha.
Yeah.
What's good? What's good?
Yeah. Besides this, now, what else did
Yeah.
you do to keep yourself alert? This is like hot
So,
towel.
Yeah, this is hot towel. Yeah. So once I feel sleepy like that,
How are you? All here.
once I feel sleepy like that, she just gives me the hot towel, and then I use it on my eyes, and just to keep me, because whether I like it or not, I have to keep talking.
Yeah.
I have to keep talking. Talking must not end.
So the other time when I came in earlier, I saw
Yeah.
her like down there. I was
Yeah.
wondering what she was doing. So later someone told me what she was doing.
Yeah.
Apparently, she was pulling your legs, so
Yeah, she was. She was.
So yeah, the official leg puller.
I mean, she's my PA.
Oh wow, that's the chop knock,
She's
chop knock.
been,
You're doing great.
she's been doing some
Yeah.
she's been doing some things that you would not expect to have seen someone to be doing.
Wow.
Yeah, and those
That's
things
quite
are
wonderful.
they are seemingly inconsequential, but yet they are very, very important. You see that leg that she was doing that time,
I know. I know.
bro.
I know.
That leg that she was pulling, if she was not pulling that leg that time, I would have slept off for the person I was talking to. I
Bro.
was already doing like this.
Yeah, I can imagine.
in front of the man, but then because she was pulling my leg, there was activity there,
Mm-hmm.
so it made me active, So it's quite a lot. It's not easy to not sleep for 53 hours.
Bro, let me even tell you something, bro. Sometimes for the past 2 days, whenever I sleep, I be like, so person day studio like this, not a sleep. I swear to God, I was like, so person day studio like this. Wow.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, so
It's crazy.
I think of that, bro.
The other guy that came the other time, I was interviewing him here. The guy was pitying me.
bro.
because I was dozing off. I had to tell him later. I was like, bro, I beg, no vex. So, but, I mean, you should understand. It's not
Yeah.
easy not to sleep for 50 something hours. That's more than 2 days already. No sleep.
Bro,
You know.
bro, let me tell you something, bro. You know what you're doing now? Is literally a torture technique.
Yeah. It
So,
is.
it's literally a torture
It is.
technique.
So
Sleep
honestly,
deprivation.
it's torture technique. No
Yeah.
cap. No
Yeah,
cap,
it
man.
is.
It's torture technique.
So you're
'cause-
literally going against your physiology and biology, like everything that makes
Yeah.
you a human. You're just going against everything.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah, so bro, it's just
Oh
remarkable.
my
that
god,
funny?
I'm just seeing my people left, right, and
Bro,
center. I'm
yeah,
like,
you're
what is
struggling.
going on? They mark by me now.
They're blowing soup on.
Hey, mark by me now. Call
Okay,
you
that
Sola.
was kidding.
Wow, Skiva. Now you be this. It's good to see you guys. Man.
Yeah.
It's really good to see you guys. It's so I just feel like there must be a time that we push ourselves beyond limits.
True, bro.
You don't know you can do some things sometimes until you
You're
try.
forced to do it.
Yeah, somebody did 88 hours. A Japanese did 88 hours, and then if somebody did 88 hours, then it means it's possible.
Yeah, it is.
If somebody told me that I would not sleep, I would not for days, for 5-6 days.
I saw the one of one guy. The one he did was the most number of pull-ups in 24 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours. It was in the thousands.
Wow.
Yeah, the guy was built like he was born to do pull-ups. so he just, if you see him like, oh, this guy did, I'd be like, okay, I understand, I get it. Man. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Something I just think, what other records can someone even break at this point?
There's a
'Cause-
lot of records.
I
So,
mean, there's a-
point is, you can even come up with your own kind of record.
Sure, I know.
Yeah, you can. The only thing is, they might not approve, they might not approve, but it will be easy to approve if it's something someone has done before.
Yeah, someone else. So you're trying to break an
so you're
already
trying
existing
to break.
record.
So that one is easy. They are going to give you an approval. You just
Yeah.
don't know when the approval will come. That's the
Yeah.
only thing.
As opposed to
Okay.
doing something something new.
Yeah, if you're trying to do something new, that one might take longer time because they will have to evaluate it, what you want to do.
Yeah.
They will not
If it
have to
makes sense.
write out maybe new rules that
Yeah, for you.
yeah, for
in
you,
particular.
for the new category and all of that. So, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Skivo.
Well, that's
So yeah, pretty much. It's quite a lot. It's
But
quite
you
a
know the
lot.
funny thing, Ba, when you think, oh, this has not been done before, you're going to check. I'm like, one idiot has done this.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
someone actually done this.
There's
Why
a
who
lot,
would
there's
think
a lot
of
of
this?
crazy things like that, that
Bro.
people have done.
I mean, like, some people actually give Africans and Nigerians some stick for trying to break certain records. I'm like, bro, if you see I don't want to use the word nonsense, but if you see some of the records like people outside of Africa or Nigeria they've been breaking, you'll be like, what is this? Is that you can't just do like the regular stuff people do. You just go and invent one whole new category
Yeah.
that it's possible that you're the only person that can do it in this world.
Yeah.
Okay, there's this guy. He does pole vault in the Olympics, an athlete. I think I've forgotten his first name, but I think his last name is Plantis. This guy has a trick up his sleeve. Do you know what he does? He breaks his record almost every single time. So whenever he does the pole vault thing, he will do it, but won't stretch himself. Then the next time he gets to do it, he will now just exert himself a little bit, just set a new record. So this guy, I think he probably has broken his record like 10 times at this point. Because he keeps doing that over and over and over. And people are like, this guy just up to something. He could probably really do this once. But he just doesn't want to do it. And I think the time this guy, what's his name? When he broke his record, he said that it was possible for him to actually do more than that, but he just didn't want to overexert his body before, he will spoil something for everybody. Here he gets. So, yeah. Maybe our records were broken all the time.
Yeah.
You can always create your own record. You can just, forge your own path.
Yeah.
So don't think because of somebody has done something here, you can never do it again. Or or you feel like you can't do anything at all. I mean, you can create your own thing
Yeah.
or look for something somebody has done
Yeah,
and
you can.
work at it.
You can absolutely.
And
can.
and also, what one thing I've realized a lot of times, people that try to break records in an industry they've been in for quite some time. So you don't just wake up and then you're not in a certain industry, you've not done something for a while, and then you decide to go and do it. You will not, you might not be able to accomplish if you do it that way. Because I think that's the thing that also people don't understand. They think you just wake up and go, oh yeah, let me go. No, it has to be something you've been doing for a while, and then when you feel like you've got to that stage of breaking some records, yeah, you can make the attempt. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work,
Yeah.
it's still good.
Yeah.
It's still all good.
I mean, point is, look, I'm trying to inspire people too with what I'm doing now, because a lot of people have ideas in mind, things they actually want to do, but they don't end up doing it because the fear of the unknown, and everybody has it actually.
Yeah.
Everybody has a fear of the unknown.
That's scary.
The day I got the approval for this thing, I was happy,
Yeah.
but I was scared
Because now you have to do it.
because now I have to.
You don't have any excuses anymore.
When I had not gotten the approval, that time I was still lounging there.
Yeah.
It might come, it might not come.
Okay, yeah. You have the
My
excuse
mind
to
was
go
still
with
free.
then. Yeah.
So I could still give the excuse that, oh, well, they didn't send
they
me
approve,
the
yeah.
approval. But the day they sent the approval that I saw it, the same way I was happy was the same way I was scared.
Yeah.
Because it was not like, are you sure you can put this off?
True.
Are you really sure you want to do this? You know,
Yeah.
about few people about it. They gingered me. They were like, don't worry. God's grace is going to work out. You know,
Yeah.
that was just the only thing that kept me going. You know.
Yeah. I mean, just what it says anyway.
Yeah.
We'll keep pushing, my brother.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
So
Don't
I want to
see-
ask something.
Yeah.
Well, this is just kind of off tangent anyway.
Mhm.
You know me for some time now, ba?
Yeah.
So if someone should tell you to describe me in one word, what you use?
Describe you in one word.
Just a word.
That's gonna be hard now.
Try.
That's gonna be hard to describe you in one word.
Sure.
Well, I would say reserved sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it can be reserved sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I think I'd say diplomatic. Yeah.
Okay.
Diplomatic, yeah. That's
Not bad.
that would reserved and diplomatic for you.
Okay. Not bad. I think I might probably say some myself. I mean, some certain areas. Okay, that will work. Well, I think for you, I
That's
would
it.
say something like the party guy. The social guy, the guy that actually, lights up the scene.
You
Well,
know,
like,
funny thing is, all through my journey from the university all the way to service, and not people have always just seen me as one social guy, like just. So I got to my platoon when I got on camp. My platoon director just saw me. He was like, don't worry, you are not voting for you, but you will be my social director.
Yeah.
I was like, sir, how now? I was still curious to go and collect our kids
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
He said I should not worry, that will be the social director. They did and the sports. Now on the social director they don't do, they don't
Yeah,
make
I
me
mean,
already.
That's the vibe.
That's why I go PPO. What's it they call them? My
Just a
charity
program.
CDS.
Okay.
That's why they make me social director. So what's the happen for you? Just as a-
Now,
Now,
so
so-
Jaya for your face.
As a social director, I can't resemble up and down. What's the happen? I don't know, but for me, I think I just like to be to participate in what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't like to be isolated. If you've watched me, you would realize that that's how I've kind of lived my life. I don't like to isolate myself at all. I want to be in the conversation.
Okay.
Even if I'm not the head, I don't have to be the head most of the time.
Yeah.
but I just want to be in the conversation
Yeah.
so I can add my own
Be part
quota.
of the decision makers.
Do you understand? So
Yeah, sure.
because if I'm not a part of it, I probably would not be able to add my own quota and everything.
True,
So
true.
that's why I just always want to be a part of it.
Which is actually something remarkable too.
Mm.
It's really good. It is really, really good.
No, one thing about me, I like to take risks.
Okay.
In fact, you see this thing that we have done,
Yeah,
it's a lot of risk,
bro.
and I'm sure I will tell you about it one day.
Bro. Like,
You
yeah,
know,
we'll definitely still talk about it one day. But
yeah,
I am looking at the photo and I'm like,
I'm not
okay.
at my best right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure you understand.
Yeah.
I'm not really at my best right now. I'm doing this so that we can just cover the 120 hours.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly engaging all of my brains and my mental
Your
capacity.
faculties.
But there will be a time that we all will sit and would gist about this.
Most definitely.
bro. So I'd like to take risks. What is it about life that you won't take risks?
Bro, like, it's just what it is.
Life itself is all about risk now.
Like, I keep telling people that just crossing a road is a
Mm.
risk already on its own.
Yeah.
Just
Right?
crossing a road.
I mean, people have died crossing roads.
Yes. People have died from doing the most basic thing you can think of.
Yeah.
And that was just it for them.
Mhm.
So everything is about risk, and you can't achieve anything great without taking a great deal of risk.
Mm.
Because even when it's seems like a pale, how do I put it? Like a small risk in relative sense, it still is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, for example, now this guy Dangote.
Yeah.
So I saw the news the other time about how he imported 4,000 CNG trucks to move his petroleum products. I was like, look, this guy's a billionaire by any means you want to check it out. But bro,
Wow.
that's a lot of resources. That's a lot
When
of
did that
money.
news come up?
It's been out for at least a week now.
Anyway, me, I've not been watching
Yeah.
anything news.
You know, at least a week. 4,000 CNG trucks, bro. Because I know like those trucks because I've tried to like check out the prices for some of them,
Mm.
and just one alone could set you back like anything minimum $20,000.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that guy is spending like $200 and something million just to get those things.
Hmm.
That's a risk because at some point, something could happen. But that's the risk I said to take upon
Yeah.
yourself. Even the whole refinery thing was still a risk, too.
You see, that's why they used to say, "Show me a billionaire, and I'll tell you how many risks they've taken." But show me a poor man,
Yeah.
and I would tell you how many risks they couldn't take.
True. True.
It is what it is. Businessmen, they take risks. Do they win every time? No.
Nah.
But they are not afraid to fail.
Bro, like,
That's where the risk.
so the thing is the wins that people see and be like, oh, this guy, he succeeded at this, but they don't know like the ones that failed along the way. There are lots of risks that people have taken and they failed.
Mm.
But you never hear those things because like that one win can cover up a lot of the risks you've taken. And I think
Yeah.
that's the same thinking that goes into owning record labels.
Hmm.
People don't understand that record labels are a major gamble.
Hmm.
They are major gambles. Record labels. Bro, like someone who owns a record label is just waiting for one artist to blow. One artist out of like several.
Hmm. And that's very true actually.
Yeah.
Because you can oh my god. Oh no, you people who
Oh.
Huh.
Who's baby?
damn.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, you can actually you can register somebody, you can sign somebody, and
Yeah.
the person can get to your record label and not make any sense.
Yeah.
No
People-
matter the money you spend on promotions,
Yeah.
on everything.
People
know.
people don't know good singer and being a musician.
Mm.
A good singer, you have talent. A musician, you understand the music business.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing people don't realize. Because sometimes there is a certain science that goes to the way you make a song that people can vibe to. It's not really as spontaneous as people think it is.
Mm.
Like, it's almost never spontaneous.
Mm.
You have to look at, okay, this is combine this, da 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 da. Before nobody is no, but I don't think nobody in the music business is an overnight success.
Mm.
I know sometimes people look at somebody that broke up and like, oh, this guy has come out yesterday. No, that guy not come out yesterday. Think for at least
Like,
5 years.
I'm telling you,
5 years been
nobody
working on
just
it.
come out.
Nobody just
Nobody.
breaks out
Nobody.
like last night. It
Nobody.
doesn't work in at least in the music industry and almost every other place.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. Okay. Um.
I don't think there's any industry anybody can just break
Yeah.
forth like that.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay. For instance, I was reading on the news at that time. There was this what's it called? Okay, with this whole AI stuff, right?
Mm.
There was this lady. She launched her own AI company and all that, and then she got funding to the tune of like $2 billion or something. But like, she just started. Then people went to read her bio.
Hmm.
She was like CTO or something at OpenAI.
Wow.
So like this person didn't come from nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody does. So when you see them, it's because of the result of years of putting the work,
Yeah.
putting the grind that nobody sees. And when it eventually happens,
Take this call. Maybe somebody wants to talk. Hello.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good.
Or rather,
Good
good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon. Sorry, sir.
Yes.
Ṣé Yorùbá ni yín ni, sir? Can I?
You're calling the radio station. I hope you know that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. There was this man you brought in for. I think it has to do with business number I've been trying to actually get. So yes, it was on your program. I can't remember then. I'm sorry
Oh
about that.
yeah, yeah. He came on my show to advertise what he wanted to do.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, just okay. It just brings me back to the whole thing about the other guy that talked about his dealings with drugs and all that.
Yeah.
People don't realize how easy it is to get to that lifestyle.
Mm.
Like especially in Lagos, it's really, really, really easy. It's as easy as walking down the street, and you don't even have to. And the way this works, is that the first one you don't even have to patronize the person.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be the person that actually goes to look for those things. You just be somewhere and to find you. That's how some lady on Twitter was like, she went for a house party,
Yeah.
and then the next thing someone like, how far do you care for Bole? She's like, Bole, yes, yeah. She followed the person, the guy, somewhere, and then she started handing out pills. Like, I thought you said you were sharing Bole. No, he said Molly, not Bole. So that's how easy it is. Some place just hanging out with people, and then somebody like, bro, like, there's some things you see in this video sometimes. I'm not joking. Like, you be in like middle of conversation with people, and then just normal hang out, and then somebody else start bringing out some stuff, and start like do some funny things. Where like everybody just acting so casual. I be like, bro, so now I know they see this in what is. I'm not joking. Like, I've not seen this. I'm saying too. So it is that easy. I've been in situations where I had to, remove myself from that place because of such things going on. Right? I have to just remove myself from that situation as quickly as possible because, bro, like once those things start getting involved in what you're doing, things could go left like this, go sideways, and you don't want to be in that vicinity because bro. Anyway, it's just for the sake of we're on radio. There's some things you just can't say. It's just ridiculous. But long story short, just be careful with the kind of relationship you're with. Be careful the kind of places you go to.
Yeah.
Be careful of if you don't know a particular person that is tend to come and hang out with them. Be sure to go to like somewhere a neutral venue that that be conscious about the timing too. I mean, there are lots of things you have to be aware of in your dealings as a human, as an adult, so that they will not, so that you won't be caught in certain situations where your life might be at risk, or you'll be made to indulge in certain things you don't want to indulge in.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Dante, talk on this show today.
Yeah, bro.
But I'm sure that we have much more time because
Definitely, bro.
there's still a lot to discuss.
Sure, man.
Well, thank you so much for showing love
It's
every
possible.
time. I really appreciate, man. And
Nice one, bro.
look, don't go yet. You can still be with people outside. I'm sure next break, even though next break is by 5.
It's by 5. Bro, man. I don't like as a mom, people like, what have I done to
Oh
myself?
my god. Can't we do like 1 hour, 30 minutes? Okay.
Nah, bro, keep
All
pushing,
right.
bro. You get through it, man.
Yeah, I will.
Get
I'll
through it.
try.
I mean,
I'll
like
try my
at some
best.
point,